Hey guys, Rod the 5 here with episode number 6 of the FIFA 23 career mode with Crystal Palace. We're kicking off today's episode taking on Wolves at the Molineux. Now, bit of a difficult one this. Obviously, they are another one of those teams that are quite defensive. Obviously, defensively for us, it probably will be pretty easy considering they are another one of those teams. They usually have about an equal goal difference come the end of the season, sometimes even in the negative. But yeah, we should win this one. Been on good form. We just need to secure the defence. Like I've said it a lot of times now. Richards is coming, and I think since we've kind of actually moved Guehi to left back, and we've actually gone with 3 centre backs, one of which at left back, but you know, we've actually been pretty good. And actually, since Zaha went down with his injury, attacking wise, we have also kind of stepped up in his absence. Eze's got a few more goals now. Olise, maybe not, maybe he's slightly dropped off. But Edouard has come in and perfectly replaced Zaha in that kind of central striker role, which is exactly what we want, you know. And moving forward into the next few transfer windows, obviously January and the summer window next season, I really don't know what position to sign a player. Maybe a CDM to replace Riederwald, but he is playing brilliantly in that position as well. Well, I guess he's not the youngest anymore, but he's still fairly young in his football career, the young Dutchman. But yeah, he is really, really good in that defensive midfield position, and it's a bit of a difficult one. Maybe a new goalkeeper. I think a goalkeeper has to be the main priority, and maybe a long-term replacement for Wilf Zaha. Maybe. Obviously, we did give him a new contract, so he won't be leaving us. But yeah, it's a difficult one. We are 2-0 up. You may have just seen the Edouard bicycle kick. One of the best goals he scored all season. Got up there with the Eze one against Spurs from the previous episode. But a bit of skill there from Wan-Bissaka. Finds Loftus-Cheek. Loftus-Cheek finds Olise. There's a lot of space in the middle for Edouard. He plays it across to Eze, who goes and gets another goal for the season. Really, really stepped up since that Zaha injury has Eze. And it's really good to see the number 10 kind of finding his form out on that left-hand side. Because it kind of the Zaha injury coincided with the switch to the 4-3-3. Whereas before, obviously, Eze was playing in that attacking midfield position in the 4-2-3-1. And I think he's better out wide. He's much better out wide than he is centrally. As Olise looks to make it 4, doesn't quite work out as Jose Sarr does deny us the chance of pretty much, well, we're already embarrassing Wolves, but just making it a complete and utter dominant victory from ourselves. As we're searching for that 4th goal, it hopefully will come as Riederwald hits the kind of the joint between the post and the bar, and it's still 3-0. Somehow it is still 3-0. And maybe it's slightly embarrassing that we didn't score more. Maybe we should not be praising the attack so much because we only scored 3, and this game should have probably ended a 5 or a 6. But you know, 3-0 victory is still very, very impressive. They almost take away our clean sheet right at the end with a Podence long strike. But Sam Johnson does get his clean sheet. We do pick up the 3 points. And we're going to need them because in this game we are taking on Erling Haaland, Pep Guardiola and Manchester City. Can we keep the cyborg that is Erling Haaland? Can we keep him quiet in this one? Will our defence be able to nullify his attack? You know, I've told the boys before they go out, I said, just both of you just stick to him. You know, on him like a rash, like he owes you money. Follow him around. And that's exactly what they did. I'll tell you that now. That is exactly what they did. Did it work? Maybe, maybe not. We'll have to find out. But 20 minutes into the game, a lovely bit of skill between Edouard, Eze, and eventually finished off by Loftus-Cheek. 21 minutes in, we are 1-0 to the good. And you've got to say, in real life, Crystal Palace are a bit of a bogey team for Manchester City. Obviously, they've lost at Selhurst Park. I think Crystal Palace beat them at the Etihad a couple of seasons ago, and they went 2-0 up in real life against them until Erling Haaland kind of did what he does and got the hat-trick. Seems like a very common occurrence right now, but you can see there, the tackle there by Richards on Haaland. Obviously, they know what to do, And maybe in doing that, they leave a free man here or there. This time it was going to be Yuri Tielemans from just inside the box. Lovely curled effort past the keeper. Does make it 1-1. But from their corner, just before half-time, Doucouré charging forward. Dinks one over the top to Olise. Over the top of Gunther as well. He expects it brilliantly and he just tried to curl it past Edison. Didn't quite work out. And at half-time it is 1-1 between ourselves and Manchester City. But we're playing really, really well. We are creating a lot of chances on the counter-attack. Going to have a lovely one here as Riedewald eventually finds Eze out on this left-hand side. Edouard waits for the run. Didn't quite play it in time, but Mark Guerhi is there to play through Edouard. Walker was tracking back, left him through, on goal. This time we beat Edison in the one-on-one. This time we are goal scorers for the second time in this game. 2-1 is now the score between ourselves and Man City. And yeah, we've got their number when it comes to an attacking player. Olise once again played through, gets the better of Gunther, plays it inside the Doucouré, didn't quite work out. But the clearance isn't the best from Gunther as Riedewald intercepts. Doucouré plays it through to Eze. He's past the back line. He's one-on-one. Edison gets a hand to it. But as the clock strikes the hour mark in this game, we make it 3-1. Eze with another goal in the Premier League. Like I said, they are stepping up in the absence of Zaha, and I did not think they would step up this well. Up until this point, Haaland has been kept very quiet. Not really had a sniff. Anderson, Richards, Guerhi and Wan-Bissaka all doing their best to keep him quiet. But just 10 minutes after we score our third, a chance here from the corner. Wan-Bissaka charges out, doesn't allow Mahrez to have a single sniff, but it is result in a throw-in as Foden plays across to Tielemans, the goal scorer. He finds Rodri. Rodri finds the back of the net. And you know, they're relying on these long-range strikes from their midfielders to break us down because we are just defending against Haaland so well. You can see here, this time he gets through. Richards, I thought, got the ball there. Haaland's down. He's going to get back up. He's not injured, unfortunately. But yeah, Richards, luckily, I guess in this circumstance, actually only gets a yellow, considering Haaland was the last man, and that probably was a clear goal scoring opportunity. That would have been a red, I reckon, in real life. But yeah, I thought Richards got the ball. So felt kind of screwed over in any circumstances. In the 85th minute, Haaland up against Richards. He's on a yellow, doesn't quite know what to do. It finds Phil Foden. And with 4 minutes remaining, one of the hat-trick scorers from yesterday, Phil Foden, makes it 3-3. And then in the 93rd minute, could there be a final dagger in our heart as Cancelo plays through Haaland straight down the throat of Sam Johnson. We've kept him quiet, but we couldn't quite keep the rest of the Man City team there. But a 3-3 is an incredible result, you know. Yeah, we were 3-1 up. Yeah, we bottled another lead. But we got a point against City at Selhurst Park. As we come into the final game of today's episode, another victory would be nice against a West Ham team that last time we checked were in the relegation zone. It's a little bit of a London derby here. And they've got all the pre-match animations. Bit of a fight between Vieira and Moisey. Antonio scores. Will he score in this game? You know, it's just all leading up to this one. But at the London Stadium, West Ham, they're forever blowing bubbles. Can we be the one to burst their bubble this season? As Doucouré, 4 minutes into the game, he's been an absolutely incredible player so far this season. As Eze gets the better of the defender, kind of caught in between the right back and the centre back. They didn't know who to go, or which one of them should go for Eze. And unfortunately for him, he hits the crossbar and is denied the chance of a goal in 3 back-to-back games this season. As Antonio finds Paqueta, great save from Sam Johnson. He's really kind of solidified himself as the number 1 goalkeeper this season. And if you can get another clean sheet here against West Ham, that would be really nice. As they go for a long-range power shot of Jared Bowen, and then another great save does deny the Englishman. And yeah, it's been a bit of a back and forth game between ourselves and West Ham. Obviously, we had the early chance with Eze. They kind of come back with a couple of more long-range strikes, but Edouard eventually finds Doucouré back over the top to him, chests it down, volleys it past Fabianski. And our French striker, our young French striker, really has found some form this season since the Zaha injury. And, you know, it's going to be difficult to get Zaha back into the team if Edouard does continue to play in this type of form. as Doucouré. He's pulling the strings in the midfield. He probably wasn't signed as a creative midfielder, but that is exactly what he's turned into in this Palace team. It's just before the hour mark. Another Edouard chance is saved by Fabianski, but since the half-time whistle, momentum has definitely shifted, and we are definitely the more favourable team when it comes to goal scoring. As Eze looks to get another one in his run of fine form, and he does exactly that. He doubles our lead, he makes it 2-0, and it's an assist for Elise, so at least he's kind of contributing now to the goals, not scoring them, but at least getting a few assists here and there. And with 10 minutes remaining, we're 2-0 up, we're looking good. We've made a couple of changes, a couple of alterations here and there, and Loftus-Cheek charging forward, drilling forward from the midfield. It's what I signed him to do, basically. And Arteta is assisted by Ayew to make it 3-0. You know, the substitution boys working together, even them coming in and getting a good little cameo against West Ham. Another 3-0, another potential clean sheet as things are looking. There are still 5 minutes remaining. We could get caught on the counter-attack here. There's a bit of a poor ball there from, I think it was from Arteta to Ayew. Didn't quite work out the way we had planned. As Jared Bowen dinks one over the top to Declan Rice. Chests it down brilliantly over the top of Gehi. Finds Tadic. Tadic finds Skamaka. Can't quite find the angle, but they're still in possession of the ball. As Biragi finds Rice. Great save from Sam Johnson. And that is what is going to keep him his clean sheet. We've already had the game wrapped up, but it was all about the clean sheet for Mr. Sam Johnson. He gets that. We secure the 3 points. We have had a very successful episode this time around. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. If you have, please like, subscribe, and peace.